going on, guys? It's your boy Treetop coming through. I'm on lunch here, working at a different building, Mexican cantina, about 50 miles south of where I normally am. I opened a jar of medium flake that I haven't opened in 6 or 7 years this morning, or today, for this smoke. I've been smoking I've been smoking all my pipes with English blends. I need to clean some of them out or ream them and get them back down to a point where I can pick and choose which ones I smoke Virginias out of. Another thing I wanted to mention is that K. Woody Thorn that I showed you guys last night. Man, I smoked it afterwards, and it was just fantastic smoker. Now, and I was reading that the weight of a pipe, like the lighter a pipe is, typically, the better it smokes, meaning the more porous it is, the less dense, the easier it absorbs tobacco juices. And I would have to agree with that, because like that Canadian, it's really, really, really lightweight for such a big pipe. And it absorbs tobacco juice like a pierce, it's just drinkless. I think I've smoked several full bowls out of it. And not once has it gargled on me. So that was a really good buy. Another thing, I've been looking at some different meerschaums. I think I'm going to buy a couple of meerschaum pipes. Coming up, some new old stock pipes that I noticed that I always wanted but never got back years ago. And I also found out that desk pipe, or that dashboard pipe, the meerschaum one that I got, that was a Kiko, or at least 10 or whatever it is. That was made by that company, because I looked it up. Found a post where a guy had one where it was just a big raw block that was fumed on top and had the bowl, whereas mine is carved and it has a leather pad on the underside, so they couldn't carve any name or anything into it. But I also noticed that exact tribal motif of the tribesmen dancing around the pipe on several African meerschaum Kiko pipes. So that's when I looked it up and found out that it was indeed. As a matter of fact, it is the original hose as well. And they even made those pipes in traditional hookah fashion with 4 hoses. Not a water pipe. But like a communal desk pipe. Like, you'd sit in a teepee or something, or a hovel. everybody would enjoy tobacco off the same bowl, although I would imagine that could get rather hot rather quick. But yeah, it just got me kind of interested in some of the African meerschaum pipes out there. And also, brought to my attention pipe weight, and how that's a factor in some ways. What's that blackthorn I got last night? That's going to be one of my top pipes. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in the rotation because I really like that it has a vulcanite stem and not a rock amber one. But it's a very soft vulcanite. It's weird. It doesn't click like a typical vulcanite stem would. It's very soft. Has almost a slight chewy texture. Like you could bite into it and leave teeth marks if you want it real easy. But I have another thorn coming that's exactly the same. Black vulcanite bit with that really dark thorn stain, which I love. It doesn't have the KBB symbol, so it was like a really late version of the thorn. But I got that one coming and another rock amber thorn. So I'll have 4 thorns total. Pretty proud of that. I think that's pretty legit. I really like those thorn pipes. I really like the relief grain pipes too. It's just you got to find the right ones. All my relief grains are fantastic smokers. I've got a squat bulldog that's just a monster, huge bowl, fantastic smoker. And then my Labatt relief grain with the small bit, the small black bit. It's very much so like a dress wear pipe because it's dark sandblast with a dark bit. Whereas that bulldog smoker, that relief grain, it's got like a brownish stain to it. It doesn't have that black dress stain. This pipe smoke's lovely. Gargles a little bit, but I'm not getting anything in my mouth, so as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty good. As long as I'm not getting stuff in my mouth, I'm pretty happy. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna do the drawing this evening, like I said, about 8 o'clock. I'm pretty sure at 8 o'clock I'll go ahead and do it. Another one, similar to my aged briar Labatt. I've got an aged briar carburetor Zulu coming from that era. The only thing that I don't know is whether or not the stinger was cut. However, I didn't pay much for it, so I'm not too worried about it. I've taken losses before, but I'm pretty excited about tonight. Pretty excited about figuring out who's going to get all those goodies. And I'm definitely getting hit with the pipe acquisition disorder. Every time I get something that I think is, oh, that's the crown jewel, I keep thinking, man, I need one of those in my collection. I need one of those. It's like, every time I turn around, there's some brand that catches my eye, or some shape, or some lack of shape, I guess, because there are some that, like free hands, they're not shaped on the top. This medium flake, it's such a sweet smoke. It's exactly as I remember it too. Lots of brights and reds. Excuse me. Lots of brights and red Virginias in there. Super sweet with a lot of sugar content. I can tell it wants to go hot. If I was to go a little harder, it wants to bite. But I'm being kind of careful. It's a small bowl. It's actually an extra small bowl because I thought my other Dublin was small, and this thing freaking really made it seem small. Another nice thing about this pipe that I can tell it hasn't been smoked a whole lot is the pipe stem is still cocked that way, so as it gets older, it will line up straight. Which I like that too, that they do that. I'd rather have a pipe that was cocked a little overcocked at first, and as time wore on, it became more and more straightened. So more than half its life, it was still, you can tell when it's still got more than half, or when it's before its halfway point, because once it gets, centered, it's pretty much about halfway. It's halfway through its life, and then you start getting on the other side of where it starts twisting more the other way, and then you're going negative there, which that happens. So I think one of my Dublin K Woody Thorn is that way. That thorn that I got last night, that thing is perfect. I'm so pleased with that purchase. It's one of those ones where you just think, man, yes, I secured that. I don't think I'll ever let that one go either. That one will be... At some point, I'm going to pare my K Woody collection down. It's going to be strictly the best, my favorites, the ones that smoke the best. And that one smoked really, really, really well after I finished that video. And by the way, thank you for the condolences, guys. I know life happens. I wanted to let y'all know what had happened. I don't want to just leave y'all out in the dark and think I'm, some kind of bandit running off with pipes and stuff. Also, I think it's courteous to let people know, especially when I'm sure some of you guys were expecting me to drop a video or to do a live video over the weekend, so I just had to make that clear. It is a shame. My Aunt Renee, she died of cancer. We kind of seen it coming. She had a hysterectomy, she had cervical cancer, then had a hysterectomy, they got rid of it, and it kept coming back. She had HPV when she was younger, and it just kept coming back, and that's ultimately what killed her, was HPV. You never realize it, but, like, we think of AIDS, it's like a death sentence. But man, HPV is damn near the same thing. You just live pretty much a full life. But my aunt was in her early 60s and looked like her mother in her 80s, for goodness sakes. So it was just like, whoa. That's a deadly virus. It kind of made me realize that, geez, people die in the long run from that. I mean, it's a shame and whatnot, but she lived her full life, so. And they knew it was coming, like I said. But yeah, this medium flake is going mighty good. I just kind of got a wild hair on my butt today and decided to try something Virginia out of the little Dublin. Didn't want to go with a vape herb. Really lovely smoke. I forgot how good Virginia flake was. It always was one of my favorite Virginias. It always was one I could count on for a good smoke. Lots of oranges, lots of lemons, very citrusy. I would say it's almost like orange cake. Like an orange cake, yeah. Because I know I've had orange cake with the chocolate frosting, and I would say it's got some bready notes with a lot of orange, so you kind of get it kind of a balance between the two. A little bit of an acidic sweetbread kind of thing going on, I guess you could say. Super sweet tobacco, though, it really is. It's one of the sweeter blends you'll try. They do add a casing, but it's I wouldn't say that it's aromatic by any means, but you could say that, because I know similar to Select Mixture by Smoker's Haven, and some people say that's an aromatic. I mean, it depends who you talk to. I think it's more of a Virginia. The brights and the reds really seem to be the main on the center stage there. It's not meant to have a flavor that trumps those. Seems to me that whatever they add to it specifically is to enhance those flavors or to accent those flavors. And it does a very good job at that. It does a very good job at that. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and chit chat for a few minutes and kind of get my mind in a good place for tonight. That way I'm ready for everything. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go and enjoy the rest of y'all's lunches and enjoy the rest of mine as well. Hope y'all have a good day, and I will talk to y'all later on this evening. Treetop Piper over and out.